going to begin the Mook Jong set. There's 108 motions in this particular slam set. What we're going to do is emphasize the very first motion. I've already explained to you the neutral position. That's a must begin. What that does, it gives you an awareness position that you need to go from at all times, all possible encounters. What I'm going to do is show you the first motion. The first motion is the most important. There's about 25 different variations of what it can be used for. It's an all-out attack. What's interesting about this attack is we're going to give them everything at once, a full commitment. Whenever, Addie please, when people throw elbows at people, they do crazy things. Whack! I'm going to smash your head when I do an elbow. That would be my initial motion on people. Thank you. My point is, the initial contact with people, we want to shock their bases. We want to rock their world. You have three bases, a physical base, a mental base, and a spiritual base. When I slam into their head as an entry just saying hi, that basically rocks their world. It shocks their bases, their mental and physical base from the get-go. How I manifest that on the opening line is I attack the upper and lower art simultaneous. People can block a punch or they can maneuver around a kick, but when we attack upper lower art simultaneous with that intent that when I smash your head it's going to explode like a grape, always with that intent from a neutral position forward, that's what we're into here. It's time to rock and roll. Here's the opening line to the slam set. From a neutral position, that was the first 5 motions. Let me explain to you what I'm doing. Addie, please. From the get-go, I'm in a neutral position. She's outside of my kill range. If she takes a step towards me, I'll try to maintain that range. She takes another step towards me, I don't like you, it's over. We just attack. Because we said time and distance are synonymous. Once she breaches that line, I don't have enough time because I don't have enough distance. My first line is, I'm going to take her head and lift her skull from her spine. Come to me, please. Driving upward. Angulation of attack. My feeling, the most important attacks are driving up between a 30 and 45 degree angle or imploding down. When I hit straight, they simply get knocked back, but by driving up, I'm using gravity because the gravity is holding them to the ground and I'm jarring them up so it's more impact potential. When I drive down, I'm using gravity to accelerate my force into an implosion type strike. These are the basic concepts of fighting. One needs to intellectually understand these concepts. Technically, you need to understand. What we do is physically we manifest that understanding into comprehensive contact drills that work. They're simple, they're functional, you have intent. That's what's excellent about the Mook Jong training. I can't always be beating up on my partners. This thing never complains. So intellectually we understand it, physically we manifest it, then emotionally we power it. When I hammer fist somebody in the groin, Addie please, when I'm in this position here and I hammer fist her, my idea or my intent, which I'm using on the, thank you Addie, when I'm using on the entry of the Mook Jong, on everything I do, anybody worth hitting is worth injuring. So when I hammer fist somebody in the testicles, my visualization is that it's going to come out their nose like snot because I've hit so hard it just pours out over them. With that intent, you're going to win. In striking art, superior attitude defeats superior technique. I don't care what you think. Wherever you're standing in my spot. That's another aspect that we use on this entry line. In Penjak Silat from Victor de Troyes, wherever you're standing in my spot, meaning we're always going to drive forward. That's a key, essential line of this opening motion. I'm going to break down that opening motion for you. There's 3 things going on with my appendages. I'm doing what I call a heel palm strike. Here, driving up, lifting the skull from the spine, using this arm on the Mook Jong as a guide. I'm doing what we call a pak sao from Wing Chun. You could use an inward block if you would like. You don't even really need to use any kind of block. You can angle out. What we're doing on the opening line is a pak and a heel palm strike, upper art, lower art. We're attacking with the check kick. The check kick here, Patty please, in and of itself is an excellent technique. From here, I'm going to attack the lower line, blow that out. Again, my intent is to destroy everything I touch. Back here, please. We could also go higher on the line. If she were to give me a left front kick, it's a great way to block a kick. When I spar, I block most of the incoming kicks, I block with my feet. Also, if this is a strong line here, I can change and come around to what we call a monyet kick. A pak sao hand, a slapping hand in Wing Chun adheres to our opponent. A monyet kick adheres to our opponent's legs. Very effective. Just a slight adjustment. I can be here. I can be there. 1, 2. It almost looks identical at its destination, but the application is entirely different. Addie, please. Neutral position. Give me a pak sao punch. What she's doing is this is a pak sao, a slapping hand from Wing Chun. That's our blocking. She could also do an inward block punch right from there, either way. When I'm attacking her on the opening line, neutral position, I am driving through, attacking the upper art. This is my pak. If she has a punch out there, that's a block. If it's a left-hand punch, I don't care, I'm driving through anyway. If it's a grab and a punch, it's the same thing. Punch towards my face, please. I don't care. If it's reversed, I don't care. That's a deflecting line here. It doesn't matter how they're attacking. My intent is to drive forward. When I end up, after doing that motion, this can also be a stomp. For instance, she's here, foot forward. Once I kick, I break the line, and then I stomp, blowing out the knee. If her left foot was forward, same line, kick here, then I drive in and back and destroy the lower art. She can't walk, she can't breathe, or she can't see me. I am now winning. As you can see, the multitude of variables in that opening line, meaning aspects of how I can attack for a left punch, right punch, a two-hand push, it doesn't matter. People ask me, what am I going to do in a fight? I don't know. Ask Michael Jordan how he's going to make his next basket. He doesn't know. But it's going to be based on eye-hand coordination, teamwork within the confines of basketball, a hoop, etc. Because we're spontaneous in it. However, I do know how I'm going to attack. Part of your training is mental training. When you're laying in bed, you can't get to sleep. Imagine somebody approaching you, there's going to be a confrontation here, a kick-ass kind of time. In your mind's eye, you can train over and over that mental visualization of how you're going to attack. My opening line in my Mook Jong is that visualization I have. That's how I'm going to attack. Now, as we move on, let's go ahead and do that motion slowly. Again, pak sao, forward pressure, arm here. I'm deflecting against this arm. This is like a guide giving me this angulation for that angulation of attack we talked about. A little quicker. Let's go on to the second motion of your Mook Jong set. Notice my body positioning. Every time I have a reference point of where my base and my balance is. I'm jammed up against the arms of the Mook Jong. Is this now my opponent's arms? No. This is their chest. This is through them. I'm driving through my opponent. What I'm doing is there's an arm break here. As in locks, I don't look for locks, I find them. This is designed as a fail-safe type of training For every motion, there's backup motions that support it. Let me show you what I mean. Addie, please, she gives me a punch. Now I'm going to stand vertical here because this is my partner, my friend, and I don't want to hurt her. But I would actually be whooshed through my opponent. So keep that in mind as I demo on Addie versus this. As the punch is out here, here's my pock, palm, knee. From here, I'm driving my hands up to hit her, but within that line, there's an arm snap. Grab me with your left hand, please. In Kempo, those of you who are Kempo practitioners, we call it snapping the twig, or we're going to snap here, clear, rip, boom, and move from there. It's that kind of line from Kempo that we're using, but it's more efficient. We're taking lines from Wing Chun. When I do my Silam Tao, I'm bringing my hands back here, I'm driving my hands out. This is what I'm doing on the dummy. Here, this is my hand coming back with my Wu hand position from from Wing Chun. And this is my Tan Sao seeking center, snapping that arm. Again, she punches, here's my attack, here's my lines, then I break it. If I were to attack, this is your fail-safe system I'm talking about. She punches, whack, I'm here. If she punches with the left hand, we simply implant this. It's just another variation. She's in very dire position right now. I'm going to go over the first 5 motions. Slow, detail, body shifting, and then some speed with a little bit of enthusiasm. Neutral position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Note the body position here is identical to my body position here. The only thing that's different is our feet position. This is a constant. One more time, slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Show you the intent we're trying to get across in here. Back to, it's wonderful to be able to have this as a training partner no matter what art you're in, because you get to slam the shit out of it all day long and you never get sued. From our neutral position, crashing on center, attacking upper and lower arch simultaneous. Right check kick, right palm strike, left pak sao. Moving in closer, arm break to this position. Rhythm disruption, weight displacement. Right hand dropping low, left pak sao, moving in, palm strike to solar plexus, using the center arm as your guide. It's important that you understand doing this slam set, it can't be construed as a long, drawn-out fight. That would be like a kata or a set. What I'm really doing is breaking down each individual technique or technical aspect of that long set. Some of the attributes you develop through rhythm disruptions, body adjustment, weight adjustment, etc., are attributes that you develop for fighting. It can also be broken down into a specific technique. Remember, techniques don't exist. All they are is reference points. Let me give you the quote technique of what we're doing on this body, weight displacement, and rhythm disruption of 3, 4, 5. We went 1, 2. Technical aspect of this, perhaps she gives me a left knee. I'm driving here. 1, 2, 3. I'm getting a smash into the solar plex. Okay, she gives me the right punch. Here's your first motion. Here's your second motion. As a continual fight, she gives me a knee. Bang, we're driving through here. Now, as we talked about range, she's like a boxer. I could be here. I could be here, here, or I could be up through her, or I'm going to drive through my opponent. So when I'm here, that's what I'm doing on a technical aspect of 3, 4, and 5. This is a guide into her center mass, into her solar plex. Is it always going to be that way? No. Doesn't matter to me. This is a reference point. Once we establish a reference point, we can veer off, but eventually we get back on center. There's a concept going on in here that I find very important. Addie, would you put your back against the wall, please? Let's say I have my opponent in close and I'm pounding him here, and I want to really drop him, take him out. If I were to back up and get some space to attack, she can move with me here, and I've lost my space. What I want to do is create a lot of force without giving up any space. Whomever controls the range or the distance controls the fight. I don't want to give up what I just earned. So I'm in here smashing. What I'm going to do is bring my foot back, my lead foot here, which because of my forward load, in essence, it's driving me into my opponent by taking my weight away, as it were. By doing that, as I fall, that's when I add my elbow strike to create that much more power on an in-close line. To represent that,